Hey mamas. So I wanted to have a little bit of car chronicles again. I want to talk about the power of one word, probably the most powerful word outside of Jesus, and that is the word no. There's so much power in that word, right? When you learn how to say no, you will learn how to take your peace back, bring your joy back, and stop being a people pleaser, always trying to please others and technically please people that aren't really doing much for you. What's the point in that? Anyway, I want to give you some tips and some techniques on using the word no in different circumstances. We'll start in our personal lives. So maybe someone is having an event and, you might be like me, an extroverted introvert, where I'm great with people, but a little awkward sometimes, but I don't think everyone really knows it, because I'm pretty social when I'm around other people, and you'll have to forgive me, I can't keep looking at the camera. I can poke in and poke out because I am driving, and I want to be safe. Safety first. So, maybe it's a social event or something you were invited to, and if you're like me and sometimes you need your alone time. Now, I'm not saying never go to social events. By all means, I go to some of them, but you may not feel like going to one. Maybe you had a long week at work and with helping your kids after school activities, homework, all the things, and you are just mentally drained. You're mentally tired, and you just can't handle any more responsibilities or activities or events. It's okay to say no. And one way I say no is I just let folks know I'm not going to be able to make it. Sometimes it's because I just don't have a babysitter. It is what it is. But I just tell them, I'm not able to attend. That's just what it is. Now, sometimes I'll push myself, especially if I know a friend of mine came to a birthday that I had, and I want to show that same support to support them and when they were born and celebrate their life. And I'll go ahead and I'll push myself and go. But if it's just some events and you're tired, just say I won't be able to make it this time, maybe next time. It's okay to say no. Typically, people don't ask you why. They just take it for what it is. And I'd say, don't feel bad if they don't invite you to the next event. I used to do that. I used to feel bad. Well, they didn't invite me. Now I just kind of say, that's fine. People who genuinely want you at their stuff will invite you to their stuff. And people who understand your circumstances, especially being a single mom, I do all the things, and I can't always do all the things all the time, will understand and not exclude you from future events, especially if you say, hey, could you keep including me so that, one day I might be able to go, just include me. And if they care enough about you, they'll include you. And if they don't, then why would you want to go to their stuff in the first place? Okay. How about work events? Well, let's not talk about work events. I mean, we could. A lot of times there's after work activities and festivities, and I used to always go to those when I was single and didn't have a child. I always went to the happy hours and the fun stuff because I wanted to. I was fresh out of college. I was used to social events, so if they were having something at work, I'd go. Well, as you get older and establish yourself more and you have more at-home responsibilities, it could be that you've got to pick up your kid after school, or maybe you're a caregiver to your parents and you've got to be there when the nurses or whomever leaves. Whatever it is, you have more responsibilities at home. And some people, they have fur babies. They're fur babies. They're responsible for them, and they've got to get home and let them out to use the restroom and things. So sometimes you'll have to say, I'm not able to make it. My reasoning has been I have to pick up my kid from school, and that's a fact. That's where I'm on my way now, is to pick my daughter up. So there you have it. That's typically how I say no to after work activities, because I have other things that I must do where someone else is depending on me. Now, what about work responsibilities that are being tasked on you, and then on top of that, they've added additional priorities, and they just want you to get everything done because everything is urgent, everything is on fire. How do you say no in that regard? Well, you're not going to say no the same way you would say no in the other circumstances or examples that I gave. I'd say the best way to do that is it's more indirectly saying no. And the best way to do that is not necessarily, no, I'm not able to do it, but more so like, okay, here's the list of priorities that I'm currently working on. I've prioritized them based on feedback given to me. However, these new tasks that are being asked of me have not yet been prioritized. Where do you see this fitting on the priorities list? And if they say at the very top, say, okay, I will pause my work on the other items and I will pick this up immediately and notify the key stakeholders of the change in priority. That is one of the many ways to say no in a professional setting. As you noticed, I didn't really say no, but I did. I said not now. So I said yes to the new priorities and not now to the other priorities I was working on, because you are one person with one brain and two hands. And as much as I'm sure you'd like to clone yourself, you just cannot do that in your home and figure out ways to get everything done. And you're not a robot. You are a human being, and you have human being responsibilities. And you can only do so much in a 24-hour day where you're being told that 7 to 8 hours of sleep is necessary to be healthy. Whereas many of us are averaging 5 and 6 hours of sleep, and some of us less, unfortunately. So that's just an example of how to say no in various settings. If you would like more videos like these, professional videos, they're kind of like, I guess you could think of this as the mindset, mom's money mindset. This, I guess it's kind of like the mindset part of things. But if you want more videos like this, just thumbs this video up. And maybe in the comments, give some suggestions on how do you say no. It could be how to say no at home, in your personal life, how to say no at work, whatever it is. But it's a very powerful word. And if you're one of those people that's just afraid to say no and you're always people pleasing, if you want continued peace and joy and mental clarity and mental health and even just physical health in your life for a long time, I would recommend you learn that word no. It's going to serve you well in your life. And I wish someone would have told me this when I was in my 20s. Probably wouldn't have said no as much in my 20s as I do in my 40s, but at least I would have prepared myself for those type of conversations. All right. I have held up your time long enough. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.